All right, welcome back to the Lit and the Lost. I'm Aaron,
Buddy.
and we have another pretty cool story for you tonight. Tonight's story is actually it's a true story located over in the Czech Republic, north of Prague. It's a place called Houska Castle, and you'll forgive me if I'm looking at my notes the whole time, but I've got it written down in bullet point presentation style.
He'll forget the names if he don't.
Yes, 100%. The story starts in the 1200s and it actually goes all the way till now. It's a random castle. They say that it sits in the middle of a forest. There's nothing strategic about it at all. There's placement, makes no sense. It's not near any of the trade routes. It's not near a water source. Absolutely nothing about this castle makes any sense. There's no bedrooms, no kitchen, nothing. The thing that stands out about this castle is the fortifications are facing in because it was built to keep something in and not out. Before the castle was built, it was just pretty much like a crack in the limestone. It was pretty much just a hole in the ground in a limestone bed. The locals referred to it as the hole to hell. People threw rocks in it. They said they never heard them hit the bottom. They lowered a rope in, but no matter how deep they lowered the rope in, the rope never touched the bottom. From time to time, they would hear whispers and screams. They hear, coming from the hole. Eventually, people started coming up missing. Animals were found mutilated. And so eventually, they built a castle around it. That castle kept everything quiet for about 50 years. 50 years after that, pretty much from that point, a guy by the name of Duke Ottokar II. Duke of Earl. Duke Ottokar II investigated the hole. He wanted to know what was down in it. So he was a nobleman at the time, and I guess he had access to prisoners.
Oh, I see where this is going.
Yeah. You already know we got some weirdness going on already. But he would give prisoners a choice. They would be given the choice of death by torture, or they could lower them down in the hole and tell them what was down there. So they'd say, "We kill you right now. We torture you to death, or we can lower you in this hole. You can look around. You can tell us what's down there. We pull you back up."
Hindsight 2020, huh?
Yeah, for all of them. Hey, the first guy they lowered it, and eventually the rope twitched. Like he was moving around. He started screaming, and so they pulled him up real quick. His hair was completely white, and he had aged what seemed like about 50 years in minutes.
Fear's a crazy thing, right?
Yeah, he reported demonic activity, shadows with eyes. He said there was a demon that was staring at him the whole time. He described frogs the size of men. The second guy, same results.
Maybe that's where the lizard people came from.
It could be. Yeah, I mean, you never know, dude. When you're dealing with hell, you never know what you're going to get. But the second guy had the same results. He went down. He went crazy. They pulled him back up. It looked like he had aged. He was just completely manic after that.
Wasn't there one that clawed his eyes out over it or something?
Oh, yeah, that's a little bit farther down the timeline, but yeah. So, knowing all that they know up to that point, they decided to seal it off. It stayed sealed off for 700 years. That was in the late 1200s. In the
1900s,
yeah. Yeah, exactly. 700 years, Nazi Germany, that little situation came about.
Hitler's obsession with the occult.
Yeah, we all know where this was going. Okay, this one involves a guy after Hitler invaded, after Nazi Germany invaded the area, they took control of everything. A Nazi officer, I'm not sure what his rank was, I should have looked that up, but a Nazi officer by the name of Klaus Mendel.
Well, they always name Klaus
because that's a very German name.
That's a very Nazi name, isn't it?
Yeah, he was ordered to study it by his superior. This guy's name was Heinrich Himmler.
Hmm.
All these weird names.
I'm telling you,
I'll
man.
never pronounce them right.
They all sound German.
They arrived, their little camp arrived with 40 men, and it was reported that they arrived with lots of prisoners, so we already know what they're pretty much going to repeat what they did back in the 1200s.
Yep.
So in 1 week,
probably all Jewish prisoners, too.
Most likely. In 1 week, they were able to tear up the floor and expose the hole again. The first guy they sent down there was a 43-year-old math professor from Prague. They sent him down. They said he went 25 feet, nothing. 50 feet, nothing. They said at about the start of the 200-foot mark of them lowering in this hole, they heard screaming, so they pulled him up. Same results, slightly different though. They said he was going crazy, that he had aged 50 plus years in just a matter of minutes. But he actually was able to describe something. He said, they're down at the bottom and they're waiting for us. So many teeth is what he was actually quoted on saying.
Creepy, Bubba.
Yeah. But later on that night,
as much as I'm obsessed with this kind of stuff, you couldn't pay me enough money to volunteer for something like that.
Yeah, but you got to keep in mind though that those guys were prisoners back then, and they were told.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
They were told we'll torture you to death, or
but you got to realize you got to realize we got people today that'd be like, I'll go down there, pay me $1 million. You can lower me down there. No, nope. I don't play with that stuff. If Jesus ain't with me, I ain't going.
Right. So later on that night, they had given him sedatives. Later on that night, he had a heart attack and died.
Yeah.
Over the course of 2 weeks, the next 2 weeks, 11 more people were lowered into there. One person reported, again, the same thing from the 1200s. He reported massive frog creatures. One guy come up speaking a completely different language that nobody understood.
Lord,
one dude come up and he had clawed his eyes out.
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about.
Right. He said seeing was worse than blindness. 3 prisoners, they say, didn't come back at all. So I guess at some point either they got
like untied or something?
Untied, or the rope got severed. But three prisoners didn't make it up.
Oh, this give me the heebie-jeebies.
Exactly. But
this is what me and you were talking about. I told you when Russia dug that hole, they called the hell hole. And Russia was digging for, I don't know if they were digging for oil or whatever, but they claim that they think they dug too deep and they could hear voices. They brought recording equipment down there and they could hear screaming and they think they dug into hell. Right. Yeah, but they dug that themselves where this supposedly already just existed. Yeah.
This was more of almost like a sinkhole in a way.
Yeah.
But it got so bad to the point that even the Nazi soldiers started having problems. They were all scared to sleep. They said they would go through gallons of coffee every night.
Say that, but
they go through gallons of coffee every night. They were
trying not to sleep.
Right. They were hopped up. They were hopped up on meth the whole time.
You know, them Germans, them Nazis love meth.
Well, I mean, yeah. Even though I think meth was actually created by the Japanese, the two were pretty much hand in hand.
But they claim that even Hitler took it and he had his soldiers take it because they believed that it would make you fight better.
Right. Fight better and longer.
Yeah.
But they said 3 guards ended up deserting. They pretty much said screw this, took off. But I guess they had their hands tied up with the hole to hell, that they didn't even bother go looking for them. But in 1945, they said that the Nazis were overran by the Allies, and pretty much the Nazis were they lost control of that area.
Yeah, Japan messed that up.
Yeah,
Japan ended the war. Even I think even Hitler was like, "Oh man, Japan, why did y'all do that? Why did y'all do Pearl Harbor?"
And they said that Mendel guy destroyed.
Y'all woke the sleeping giant when y'all hit Pearl Harbor.
They said that Mendel guy destroyed all the documents. They poured concrete in the hole, which I don't know how deep the hole is. How much? Yeah, I was about to say.
There's no way you could fill a hole to hell with concrete.
Right. They poured concrete in the hole. They put a steel plate over the hole. And they put landmines all over the area to keep anybody else from taking control of it. So I guess they learned what they learned. but at the same time, they weren't done with it, but they didn't want anybody else to
Yeah,
have any
yeah.
control over it. So they made it
If
to
we
where
can't
couldn't
have
be-
it, you can't have it.
Right. And they said the current owners
We don't
to this
want it.
day, the current owners will not let anybody else in because
Well, that's probably smart.
right. Well, not
Nobody
necessarily.
nobody should be able to investigate that.
Well,
They need to leave that alone.
their excuse is there's still which I mean it makes
Too
sense.
many landmines.
Yeah, too many landmines. It's still too dangerous to dig.
Yeah.
But
Well, that's smart on their part, though. If I owned that land, I would shut it down for till the day I died and be telling people, nobody deserves to be able to research this. Just leave it alone.
well, I mean, we got stuff like that here in the United States.
Well, I know we do.
I'll do a story on it at some point. But,
Oh, and anybody watching this, if you have some suggestions, like if you think of something that you're like, man, I wish you guys would talk about this, put it in the comments. Me and Aaron love investigating anything that's interesting.
Right.
So tell us if there's something like when we did the Dog Man last weekend. That was a buddy of mine, Mikey Hatton, that suggested that, and I was like, okay, dude, we'll check that out.
Yeah, we're always open for suggestions. But that's this week's story. We hope you liked it. And if you have any suggestions, any new stories, current events, we plan on doing a lot of current.
We're
events.
Always listening to you guys. I mean, we appreciate the few of y'all we have. We appreciate y'all a lot.
Right. But yeah,
so help spread the word about us. Share our videos.
Like,
to Facebook,
comment, share.
And,
even something simple as a compliment in the comments. I mean, that pushes the algorithm.
Yeah.
So that's always good too.
Yeah, we want to keep doing this, and we're going to keep doing it even if nobody's watching because we enjoy doing it. But it'd be pretty nice if more people got to see it and enjoyed it.
Well, that's pretty much it for this video. Hope you liked it.
We love you next guys. Week. See you next weekend.